Julia here, and along with me is Boy by the Plate. This is the second book in my love tetralogy. The first book was Girl by the Tracks, and this series is a fantasy romance. So let's get right into it. So this book in particular focuses on Jess's son, Zane. And basically, unlike his mom, who was invisible for 6 months of her life, he isn't necessarily invisible, just feels that way. Feels as if his parents see him in one way. His parents see him as this kind of perfect son in that sense, despite the fact that he screws up, because parents have their own perception of their kids, right? That's natural. It's normal. And his sisters he feels isolated with, as they have better grades than him. He tries so hard and he just can't live up to those standards. So he almost feels like a disappointment in that sense. The only person that he feels as if truly understands him is his best friend, who is a girl, and her name is Macy. But the thing with Macy is she has liked the main guy, who is Zane. She has liked him for the longest time, since they've been friends forever, liked him as more than a friend. But he hasn't really seen her in that kind of way. It's obvious she likes him, but he puts that to the side, or some might say he's kind of in denial. You'll just kind of have to see how that goes. And he feels as if, although she can see him, understands who he truly is as a person, his true self, even though he doesn't truly understand that at times. He feels as if that's not enough. That since she's a nobody like him, he needs somebody who seems like everything, almost popular, to truly notice him. Which goes into his kind of crush or obsession over a popular girl at their high school. Her name is Michelle Aprils. And obviously you can tell by the front cover that somebody plays baseball in this, which is Zane. So he plays baseball, and he's wanted her to notice him for so long. And she finally does when he gets his first home run. So she notices him through that, and he wants to get closer to her. So he decides to go to a party she's hosting after she invited him. But he doesn't want to go alone, because he doesn't want to feel too out of place, because she'll probably be mingling with other people there. So he convinces Macy to go with him. But the thing with that is there's a huge event that happens at that party that ruins the friendship between Macy and Zane. When I read a little bit, you'll get an idea of what that huge event is. But it kind of screws things up, as he doesn't handle it the best he should. He's rude, he's arrogant, but he realizes he sees her in a romantic way too. He likes her like that. But she's not really interested in him like that after what he did. He really turned her off. And to top things all off, his cousin, John Porter, those closest to him will call him Porter, others will call him John Porter, Johnny. He is attracted to Macy as well, and he's making that well known. And she's starting to fall for him too. And then to top things all off, Zane's trying to end things with Michelle, trying to get Macy back in his life. And then he meets someone who's similar to him, in the sense that she also feels as if she's invisible too. But just to a greater extent that it takes him a while to realize. So that bonds them close. And as you can see, there's a lot of drama in this, as it is a high school romance. Most of them are in 12th grade, except for Porter, who is there for an extra year. And so it focuses on, there's a lot of drama, and since it's a love pentagon, as you can see with the 5 people involved in this, it focuses on unexpected love. Hence the subtitle to this book. And the title is called Boy by the Plate, which isn't as obvious as one may think, as in this series there's always the symbolism behind the title, which is revealed in the last chapter. There's also rose symbolism and number symbolism throughout that you'll just have to read to find more about. So I'm going to dive into this book, read some certain parts to give you more of an idea of it. So let's begin. Alrighty, So let's read a bit of Zane's perspective. It goes back and forth between Zane and Macy throughout the book, just like in book 1, it went back and forth between Jess and Jax. You're invisible until you're noticed. It takes at least one person you want your whole life to feel as if you matter, to feel as if you're truly heard for the first time in all your life, and are in this world for a reason. Yeah, my parents made me feel seen, especially since my mom was invisible for 6 months, which I wouldn't share with anyone, as they'd think I'm crazy to believe something like that. But that's what happens when you love someone. It's just that that vision doesn't last forever. My parents saw me as perfect to them in every way. That I am not. And I want someone other than my best friend to see that. Someone special like Michelle. All right. So that's all self-explanatory. So let's go into Macy now. People say mixing your friend and romantic interests is the recipe for ruining your life. And I can vouch for that. No, I'm not trying to say I have a boyfriend and my best friend doesn't like him. Now this would be way easier. What I'm trying to say is imagine a best friend and someone you love romantically is the same person. That's what Zane Parker is to me. Too close to comfort. If the feeling is mutual, then it could either be the best or worst thing in your life, as you'd either have a forever partner that you love and connect with on a variety of levels, or you could both lose your friend that knows all of your deepest secrets, knows you better than anyone, and your romantic partner that connects to you on both the perfect physical and emotional levels. So she's reflecting on that as she wants that with Zane, but it's kind of scary to think about too, and it seems like he doesn't want that. So she thinks anyway. That is before the party incident. So this right here, this part here I'm going to read, it is after the incident that happened at the party, and Zane was rude and arrogant, but he has a reason for that. That is later discussed. And he decides to call his cousin to sort it out in a sense, make things easier for Macy until he can figure things out. Until, in other words, he can get all his stuff together, and then he seems like a better guy for Macy. So he gives him a call. Could you give me her number and I'll help you out, says John kindly. Make me feel better about the pain I caused Macy. I tell him her number, which I have memorized, and he writes it down instantly. I really appreciate you doing this. Hopefully, you won't have to be with her too long. I just have some stuff to figure out before I commit myself to her and fix the damage I caused. If you really feel uncomfortable with this, since you're dating Missy, a friend is all she really needs, and you guys have always been good friends. But maybe just try to be a little closer, so she feels like she can talk to you about big things. I suggest, as soon as he finishes, jotting down her number. Missy broke up with me as soon as Duncan posted the video in which I told the entire school that I was a virgin, John explains, and I can't help but feel terrible for him. Sorry about that. Now I feel really bad asking this from you. I admit honestly. Don't feel bad. We had our issues, and just seeing Macy again after so long felt refreshing, just what I needed. And I'll start things out as a friendship because I do deeply care about her. But just those few minutes with her told me that she's the woman I'm going to marry. So I'll call her to comfort her and hear how big of an ass you were. But this isn't going to be anything temporary. So maybe just feel bad about giving me her number, says John, and I hang up the phone immediately in frustration that things will never go my way, and slap myself in the face for not coming clean to Macy about everything to begin with. Yet it's a lot for me to take in, and I need to take my complicated life one step at a time, starting with what made it so complicated to begin with, and then Macy. So I'm going to stop there. I think that gives you a good idea about it. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. This is my favorite series I've written. And as for any aspiring writers out there, I know myself, I feel very swamped with school and stuff at the moment, but if you love something and enjoy it, you're not going to let anything stop you from pursuing it. So any aspiring writers, no matter what is keeping you down, continue writing, enjoy it, and have fun. And this publishing company here, Ukiyoto Publishing, they were great with the book, everything. The cover turned out awesome, just how I imagined it to look like. And all the processes were smooth, and it was great. Thank you guys. Bye.